The most handsome gorilla at the zoo isn't because it's covered in white fur, but because whenever other gorillas attack humans, it immediately steps in to protect them. When its owner calms it down, the gorilla not only understands, but can also communicate effortlessly with them. As they were exchanging fist bumps, it reached out its hand. And then...
I can't.
The verdict was in. This was a social gorilla. Despite being orphaned by poachers as a baby, it didn't harbor any hatred for humans. Instead, it trusted the world and exuded gentleness. But one day, an unidentified flying object fell from the sky. The white gorilla, curious, reached out to touch it, only to have a blast of green gas spray right in its face. The next day, something happened at the zoo. A brown bear was found dead, killed by the white gorilla. When Brother Chong arrived, he could hardly believe that the gorilla was the one responsible. After all, on land, the brown bear was nearly invincible. At that moment, the white gorilla was hiding in a cave, trembling in fear. It seemed to have been scared, but after Brother Chong reassured it, the gorilla finally emerged. However, just then, Brother Chong was stunned. The gorilla, which had once only been half his height, had suddenly grown several heads taller overnight. He quickly decided to isolate the gorilla. The next morning, it had reached over 3 meters in height and weighed 450 kilograms. Why had the gorilla grown so rapidly? It was all because of the green gas it encountered that night. Just when Brother Chong was at a loss, a female scientist came to him and revealed the truth. A company had been researching genetic mutation technology. If successful, this technology could mix the genes of different animals. They had extracted the growth speed of blue whales, the strength of beetles, and the speed of cheetahs, and combined them into a single genetic virus. Recently, this company had been destroyed by a runaway giant tree, and 3 vials of the genetic virus had fallen to Earth. The white gorilla had happened to be infected by one of them. Before the scientist could finish speaking, the gorilla suddenly became agitated. It ripped a stone bed from the ground and hurled it at the iron door. After just a few hits, the door was smashed open. The gorilla escaped, and the wall crumbled like foam under its strength. It easily leaped out of the zoo. It ran to the road and with one punch, stopped a moving car. Before long, the FBI fired a massive amount of tranquilizers, finally subduing the gorilla and loading it onto a plane. The person in charge told Brother Chong that it wasn't just the white gorilla that had grown. There was also a giant forest wolf, dozens of meters long. It was agile and had wiped out an entire special forces unit, even taking down a helicopter. But just then, something even more terrifying happened. At an altitude of 10,000 meters, the enraged white gorilla woke up.